PitchGrounders, we are live with a Tiny Host, a service solution that lets you host static websites. So we have launched Tiny Host on a lifetime deal at pitchground.com at $59. And we have a very special guest with us today. He's the founder of Tiny Host, and we're going to discuss everything there is about this LTD. Who is it for? What does this do? And how you can host your static websites. But after a 30-second pre-roll, so that let everyone joins in. That's 54321, and we are back with Tiny Host, web hosting software that lets you host static websites. That's right, guys. We launched this on a lifetime deal few days ago, and most of you guys wanted to know about like what is this, who is it for, and is this lifetime deal for me? And wanted to meet the founder. His name is Elston. He's joining live with us today. So, Elston, how are you doing?
Hey guys, nice to be on this show. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So this is Elston's very first webinar, guys. So let's cheer him up. Drop in a lot of comments, gifs, whatever that you want to drop in, because this is going to be the best webinar, Elton, because we're going to show everything there is to know about TinyHost to all the people who are joining in live from Facebook, from YouTube, etc., wherever we are streaming in from. And for people who don't know, TinyHost is like a simple static web hosting service, like for sharing your your new website project, or for sharing your landing page with your client or whatever. Because dynamic web hosting, like, one second, I can see many people that are joining in. Awesome, best wishes from Amandeep. That's nice.
Thanks,
And
Andy.
Venkatesh is also here. Everyone's here. That is amazing. So Elson, why don't you quickly tell us about what is TinyHost, and who is it for?
Yeah. So thanks for the introduction. So TinyHost is, as it is, the simplest way to share a web project, and that's the mission that we're trying to achieve here. So the background is, I mean, I'm a web engineer. I've worked in developing websites for a very long time, but it's very difficult, I think, today still to just upload a simple website. And with the modern cloud and whatever's out there, it shouldn't be as difficult. You should be able to literally drag and drop and get your website up in a few seconds. And so it's for everyone, from if you're trying to host an actual website, a small business website, to if you're prototyping a website like a landing page, or if you're a student and you're just learning how to develop websites for the first time, you don't know anything about Git or web hosting, you don't need to. It's all about literally just dragging and dropping in your HTML file straight onto TinyHost, and in seconds your website is live. So there's a lot more use cases to it. We're still finding out what people are using it for, but yeah, it's definitely just a really cool way to get your project onto the internet as quick as possible to share with the world.
Absolutely. And the use cases, the PitchGrounders community is just going to take in the software and then find out different use cases. So, guys, if you're getting this lifetime deal, let us know what kind of use case are you using it for. We have some pretty cool use cases. For example, for smaller businesses, like smaller brick and mortar businesses, they don't need to update their website every now and then. It's usually just make a website and then they're done with all their contact information. They are SEO optimized, etc. And now what this does is that if you take any normal hosting which costs a minimum of $10 a month, it's again a what do you call it, it's again so hard to set it up, the whole the domain name, the CNAME, and all that kind of technical jargon we're going to put it. But with TinyHost, it's super simple. It uploads in just seconds. I was trying it out before this webinar. They also have a demo site where that lets you use their own template, and it just it's live in seconds. So you need not pay monthly again. No forgotten hosting bills, etc. Just for a static website. If it's for dynamic websites, it's a different whole scenario again. But just for a static website, I think this is the best solution. Lifetime deal with with just one plan. There's no different kinds of plans also. So that's why this webinar is going to be really quick. We have a presentation plan for you guys. We also have a demo of TinyHost, how it works. It's super simple, and you're going to fall in love with it. For those new people who are joining in and who don't know the difference between a static and a dynamic website, like static websites are the ones which are like fixed. They display same content for every user. They're usually in like HTML, CSS. And a dynamic website is like different kinds of content. It's updated, you know. So best example for a static website for a marketer is those demo websites that you see about WordPress themes, etc. It's like it's static, it doesn't really change. It's just built for showing out the demo. That's again a use case if you are, WordPress theme developer that is joining in this webinar. But if you're a client, if you're a agency, or if you're a freelancer that develops websites, or maybe makes web designs from using Figma or Sketch or whatever software that you're using, you can use this solution. For example, you can just upload a file in TinyHost and the website is live in your own custom domain. And that makes it really, really simple with SSL, etc., everything. And then you just have to send this URL directly to your client, and boom, you're done. The client can then suggest you changes instead of giving him zip files, etc. And the client is again figuring out what to do with it. Why don't you give him the website directly? Really simple, in seconds. You don't have to take another hosting, set up the whole website, and then show the client like, hey, this is the website. You don't have to do all that. All you need is just TinyHost, once in a pay once, use forever in a lifetime deal. Am I right, Elston?
Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely. So, Elston, what have you planned for us today?
Yeah, so I've got a short presentation. I can give you like a very quick overview, and then I can give you a demo of TinyHost and show you actually some examples of what people have uploaded and the variety, and how you can set it up yourself as well.
Perfect. Then why don't we get started with the presentation?
Cool. Let me just share my screen.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Are you able to see my screen?
Absolutely. I can see your screen.
Cool. So yeah. So TinyHost. What is TinyHost? As we've basically gone through again, it is basically the simplest way to share a web project. And the problem that I came across back when it was founded in November 2019 was that there are too many steps involved to host a simple static website. And with the modern day cloud, we should be able to host a site in seconds, but that just isn't the case anymore. And in the past we used to do hosting through things like cPanel, or even set up our own dedicated servers if you had the technical understanding to do that. But it's more and more accessible these days to actually host a website. But I don't think hosting has caught up to the accessibility standards that we should have today for anyone that's trying to make a website. So that's why TinyHost was born. And yeah, I'm the sole kind of founder of it. And we also have a team of a few engineers who are working on it as well in the background, as well as marketing and everything distributed globally. But we are based in London, essentially. And here's a quick demo of like an image of how quick it is and simple it is to upload your website. So you literally enter your subdomain, you drag a zip file, and you click launch. And in literally a few seconds, it's live. And what you also see here is a custom domain setup. So suppose you have a domain called myagency.com. You can also set up unlimited subdomains on that. So you can have demo1.myagency.com, demo2, demo5, and each of these could be for a client. And this allows you to share a branded link. So you can either use our default link, which is tiny.site. If you don't want to have a custom domain, that's the simplest way to get something live. Or you can use your own domain basically and send a branded link to your client. So again, the client wouldn't know where it's hosted. It would look very professional for you to share your prototype or your demo and what you're working on. and it is very quick. And your developer can do it, you can do it, or whoever is really working on a prototype. It's super simple and straightforward to use. Um, in terms of use cases, again, as we said, these are the main four kind of types of kind of people that we find use TinyHost. Although there are a lot more that are coming, and we're finding new use cases, every day. So we're really interested to see what you guys at PitchGround are going to do with it. So students, if you're learning web development for the first time, this is a great resource. You don't need to know anything about hosting, and how to set up a server and set up SSL, any of that stuff. It's literally just you've coded a really cool HTML file, your first website, and you just want to share it with your friends or your teacher, or whoever you want to do it. You just drag and drop it onto TinyHost, and it's live in a few seconds. Teachers as well, if you're teaching web development and hosting, there are a lot of options out there, obviously, but again, they're very complicated, and there's a lot of steps, and there's not a learning curve for your students. And it's web development, and learning how to develop a website is complicated enough. So it's a great resource just to abstract that, so to allow someone to focus on the actual coding and design and CSS and HTML. But at the end of the day, when they want to be show it off and be proud of what they have achieved, they can use TinyHost. There's no need to understand Git, which a lot of tools need you to use. So again, simple drag and drop, which anyone is used to. Basically, the same way you attach a file to an email, for example. Agencies, as I showed you in that demo there, they can use it for web mockups, client demos. These are development agencies, design agencies, and people basically creating sites for people. Even just marketing agencies. I've seen a few users upload banners that they would typically put on other websites, but they need a place to show that banner off and send it to the team or the people. So you upload a marketing banner. It doesn't have to be a full website. It can literally just be an image, whatever you want to upload it. And developers are the obvious use case. So if you're prototyping a website, if you want to test it out online, if for people that use CodePen or other online code editors, they allow you to export the files as a zip file. So you basically just export that zip, and again drag and drop it onto TinyHost, and it's live again in a few seconds. So these are the main use cases around it. Again, all of them are unlisted here, and we're finding new use cases every day. And yeah, it would be really cool to see what you guys are planning using it. And definitely send us feedback if there's stuff you think we need or we're lacking, or you use in a way that we've never heard of. We really would like to understand it and showcase you guys as well out there. So I'm just going to share my browser now and show you some use cases.
Sure. And guys, those who are watching this webinar right now, I'm going to show you literally how fast it is, how fast TinyHost works. So I'm going to share my screen until Elston shares his screen, because this is going to be super, super simple. Let me know when you can see my screen, Elston.
Yep, I can see a screen.
Perfect. So this is the TinyHost website. You just have to drag and drop. If you want to add custom domain, you're going to have to go for the pro plan or the lifetime deal here for $59. But let's say they want to use a random template, and I can enter anything. For example, I can enter my name here. So I just click on launch, and the link is live. I just have to click on it, and it loads literally within seconds, guys. As you can see, the whole process literally took me like 5 to 10 seconds maximum. This is the best example of a static website for students, for freelancers who are using it just to showcase for their employers. Or the use cases are endless, guys. If you are a marketer or an agency owner, or you can different kinds of use cases for different people. Let us know how you will be using this. So this is the just use case. I mean, this is a best example of a static website, and this could be your website, guys. I'm sharing this link in the comment section. You can just go it out, or you can just create with your own name, and let us know how it works. I'm just going to share it in the comment section. You can see it live. So that's basically how this works.
Cool.
It's so simple.
Thanks for the great demo. Yeah, let me just share my screen as well and give you a few other examples. Cool. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Great. So yeah, these are a few examples of actual websites being hosted. So this is a fully branded website that a startup that uses us, Telemix, and they've been a member for months and months. And this is a very cool landing page. Again, they just had to set up a couple of CNAME records, which we can guide you through. And it's SSL. It loads very quickly, and it's a fully static website which is there. This, for example, is a agency who uses TinyHost to share prototypes with their clients. So this isn't an actual website you can see because it's not text. It's actually just images. But they've exported it from whatever kind of design platform they use, and it's basically a mock-up of the actual website. But they can get this link and they can send it over to their clients, and they can get so the clients can get an actual feel for what the website looks like. The alternate is they send an image basically, right? So and the client has to scroll through and zoom into image, and they don't get an actual feel for what a website could actually look like before they've launched it. But that's what you can now achieve with this. And then another really interesting use case is one of our customers here who's basically used it as a 360 image viewer. So they basically created this tour of somewhere in Italy of basically 360 images. And they're using a tool called Marzipan, which I'm not sure if you heard of, but it's a tool designed by Google that allows you to upload 360 images and create a tour of anything. So like a Google Street View version of things, and it's a really simple tool to use. There's a video as well we've created to show you how to use the tool, but at the end of it, once you've created a tour that you want, you basically export it as a zip, and then once you've exported it as a zip, you can just drag and drop and upload it again to TinyHost. And the good thing is, because there are images that it can often be quite large, so you have up to 50 megabytes of space per zip to upload. So it's definitely great for images and that kind of stuff, which other hosting websites are not geared towards. They're more towards just very small static, just simple HTML websites. So there's a lot of use cases there from that. This is the admin panel once you've logged in. I'm demoing now. So it's again there is not a lot to it, purely because we've really wanted to keep as a small number of clicks as possible for you to achieve what you want to do. So you have a section here for your live sites. So these are things which are currently running. You have an archive, so you can archive sites that you basically don't want to use anymore, but you may want a bit later, so you can keep that zip file rather than just deleting them. And then you can add your custom domain here, and we'll send you instructions how to link it up. So I'm just going to go through a quick demo with you of how to upload a custom website through the admin panel. A lot of websites around exist giving you free themes of things. So HTML5up.net is a good kind of resource for this. There's also Theme Forest and a lot of other websites out there. So I really like this paradigm shift theme, and I'm just going to download it now. So that downloads in a zip file, which should be around 2-3 megabytes. Yep, so it's 2 megabytes here. And then I'm going to go over to TinyHost. I'm going to create a new website. So if I've added a custom domain, which I haven't yet, I could select any custom domain I want to link to, but I'm just going to call it fitness. Let's just call it fitness4. And then all I really do is drag and drop the zip file here and literally click launch. And it should take a few seconds, and that's it, we're live. So now fitness4 is basically live. So this is the template which we've literally downloaded in a few seconds and uploaded again live onto onto TinyHost, and you can now share this wherever you want, or you could download it, edit it yourself offline with HTML, and then upload it again. And then we can, let's say we want to password protect it. So we can basically upload it again, set a password on it, and let's say this is PitchGround, just the password we want to set on it. And we'll click update again. So now it's asking me for a password to get in. And this is a very secure kind of way of keeping your demos private. And if I don't enter the correct password, I get a 401 author rate on it. And if I type in the actual password, let me just double check what that was. Yep. I basically have access to the website again. So this is a way, again, if you're doing projects which you don't really want anyone to see, you're only sending it to a few clients, or it's a very sensitive project, you can use a password protected feature. And this feature alone, on other platforms which offer them, and not many offer them, it costs around, I think, $18 to $20 a month to be on that plan. So I mean, we offer it on our pro plans. It's a lot cheaper, but with PitchGround, you can get it for $1,500 as a one-off, lifetime deal. And we're definitely going to add a lot of new features on the roadmap. We haven't got a public roadmap yet, but we're gonna unveil that soon. But a lot of requests are for things like forms, where you have a form, basically a contact form at the bottom. This typically is part of a dynamic site because you want to connect to the server, but we'll enable you to do this through us. And I think another really interesting point is people sometimes may want to just tweak the website a little bit rather than download it and re-upload it. So we're definitely looking into allowing you to tweak some of these pages. So maybe if you want to just change the title or change the colors or things like that, we can allow you to do that as well. So we're not a website builder. It's something that we want to be quite clear, because I think there's a lot of really good website builders out there, but what we want to do is focus on being the best place to publish your website out there. So we have a really important focus on that. So you can edit the website however you want, whatever way you want. We don't restrict that. But it's really about, at the end of the day, when you want to publish it somewhere, you need somewhere reliable to post it to and simple to do. And we're also based on Amazon Web Services. So if any of you guys have heard of Amazon Web Services, powers a very large portion of the internet these days. They're very reliable and can handle a lot of traffic. So we make sure that the infrastructure we run in is very reliable. And we'll never let you down from that perspective. Yeah,
absolutely. So there you go, guys. You saw a really quick demo and use cases of how you can use a TinyHost for yourself. And the use cases are pretty new. If you come up with some new use cases, tell us, and we would love to feature you on the PitchGround group, etc. And we got a comment. This is a nice and simple, a good tool to have for handy for developers for a quick job. I picked this up last September, and the founder was quite cool and responsive. Good luck, Elston. Great to see you again. Awesome.
Thanks a lot, Natapal.
Thanks a lot. So if you have any questions, guys, let us know. This is going to be probably a tiny webinar for TinyHost because we went through literally everything, all features that you need to see, because, that's what the tool does. It's not any other complicated tool. I don't want to do dragged webinars till 2-3 hours explaining the tool. That's what it does. You can just try it out at tiiny.host, and you can just try it out with your own HTML file, zip file, etc. It would work. And what it does is, like, you can use the free version, but with the paid version, you get, the custom SSL, CDN, and also you have the custom domain, which is really important and looks professional as well. So if you have any questions, guys, you can leave it in the comment section down below, and we are ready to answer all questions that you have for us. Basically, one use case I can think of is marketers, especially in the ClickFunnels, etc. group. What I see
Yeah,
is they share their landing pages. They usually create mockups of their landing pages in whatever tool, that is Sketch, Figma, or maybe HTML, and they share the image in a long format. And what happens is that the clarity gets lost. Everything is just like in pixelated.
yeah,
And but what happens if we use is if everyone starts using a service like TinyHost is that they just have to share a link, and then basically you can experience the landing page live. And it's simple. It loads up in seconds. You can set one for yourself in literally seconds, as you saw it in the demo. It's that simple. So for brick and mortar businesses who don't have to update every now and then, that's really good for them. I've For restaurants as well to showcase their menu. There's another pretty good use case,
yeah,
especially during the
definitely.
COVID times. What I was seeing, yes, that's actually another use case. So I went to a recent restaurant in Bangalore, and they made me scan a QR code, and then it showed the menu.
Yeah,
This is a super use case. If you're a marketer, you can sell it to your restaurant free of cost, because you can host 5 websites. I can share my screen right now. So as you can see here with the $59 plan, there's no other plan at all. There's no bigger plans. There's only one plan, tiny plan again. So 5 live sites and 7 archived sites. So you can have it on the restaurant's custom domain, etc. And what you can do is host a small menu that you prepare in HTML or CSS. That's it. And the user can scan it in the QR code in the restaurant, and then he directly gets to see the menu. That's another use case which I just told you. I mean, it depends on your ideas, what are you going to use it for. As a marketer, you can definitely sell that to a restaurant as a custom menu, because especially during the COVID times, the menu is the most dirtiest thing in the restaurant.
yeah,
If you see those facts web pages, they tell you about it that you have to, wash your hands after ordering from the menu. That's a different thing altogether. But yeah, so nowadays I've seen restaurants already doing it, and this is something that you can go for as sell it as a service to the restaurant, which is pretty interesting because you don't have to worry about hosting again. You don't have to worry about creating a new, web page, etc. All you have to do is just host it once, forget it, and let the restaurant do it. And again, if the restaurant wants any changes to the menu or pricing, etc., you just have to change it in the HTML editors that you have offline, and then literally upload it. Within seconds, the changes are done.
yeah, definitely.
And this is the landing page.
And this is
Super.
also
Yeah,
stackable, guys. So if if you need to 10 websites or you need 20 websites, just buy 3 4 of these codes, and we'll give you the increased allocations for that as well.
absolutely. So it's simple. Each stackable code adds +5 live sites, +7 archive sites. I
Yeah,
don't know who's watching this right now. If you're a marketer, mostly you're a marketer who's watching this. I gave you a nice use case. I gave you actually 3 use cases for restaurants, for the restaurant's main site as well, for for students, for professionals, for people who want to sell, the portfolio website business, etc. This is so simple to do, so easy to use, and a no-brainer for $59 lifetime. Throws your headache out of the window.
yeah,
Just does what it says, and that's simple in few clicks. And that is TinyHost for you guys. So if you don't have any more questions, you can always reach out to us, on PitchGround group, and also the Tiny Host website. They have a live chat there, and Elston is also in the PitchGround Facebook group. Let us know if you have any questions. We will tag Elston, and we can clarify it. And I cannot wait, you know, to see your static websites, because this is a no-brainer, a really simple tool that does what it says in a really simple manner. And I rest my case. Yeah. I just sounded like a lawyer, but I probably should just stop watching law web series, but yeah, that's all right. So that's Tiny Host for you guys. $59 lifetime deal available on pitchground.com, and that's it.
Cool.
So, no more questions. I can say thank you so much for watching this tiny webinar. The replay will be available on the PitchGround Facebook page, Facebook group, and also the PitchGround YouTube channel. And the demo is really simple. You can experience it live. You literally set up your next site in just 5 to 10 seconds. Super simple. That's what it says. That's all. Thank you so much for joining in. And Elston, thank you so much
Cool.
for presentation and the demo.
Thank you, guys. See you
See
guys.
ya.